everyone, and welcome to Green and Gorgeous. I am Hales, and I am joined here as always with my co-hosts Tori and Emily. How's everyone doing this week?
Good. It's going good. Happy Thursday.
Good. It's almost the weekend. Thank goodness. This has been like
3-day
the
weekend.
longest week. Exactly. So of course we are going to talk all things Packers. The preseason is over. We're getting ready for the regular season. The next time we watch a game, it will be actual football. So I'm very excited about that.
Thank
Um,
goodness.
yes, I cannot wait. And then later on, we are going to be playing a game. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting because none of us know what the other person is going to be asking. So you definitely want to stay tuned for the end of the show for that. So let's talk about the preseason. So the Packers, of course, never play, any of their starters in the preseason. So I'm curious, Emily, does that make you nervous? How do you feel about week one?
I would lie if I was saying I wasn't just a tiny bit nervous compared to, what happened last year, kind of seeing the same thing with, starters not playing in the preseason and then just not performing decently at all in the first game of the year. So I feel like there could have been times where they could have played our starters, but I understand for, obvious reasons being injuries and, you know, not having them play. So I'm feeling iffy about it. We'll see.
For sure, especially with it, being the Vikings. And
Yeah.
I think that, well, especially last year, I feel like we kind of struggled with them. We won one game and lost the other. So I feel like it'll probably be the same thing, this year with that. But Tori, how are you feeling?
I mean, with the starters not playing, like again, like I get it. I would like to see like maybe a quarter, at least a few drives or something. But I do understand like when Rogers was basically saying like there's no point in getting dressed to like play two plays.
Yeah.
So like I
For
get
sure.
it. But yeah, with it being the Vikings, because like the Vikings always come out and play us like it's their Super Bowl because it's the only thing they can get to close enough. But I I think it's going to be a really tough game against the Vikings. Like they have Zadarius Smith, who's coming out with like revenge against
Vengeance.
us,
Yeah.
and so honestly, like I hate to say, I wouldn't be surprised if we lose the first one because we usually do split the series with them, and I would rather win closer when the playoffs matter anyways. So
For sure.
it could
Yeah.
go either way. I think. What do you think, Haley?
I definitely agree with that. I think that it makes all of us a little bit nervous that we don't play our starters in the preseason just because obviously it's been a long time since they've played a game. But I definitely agree with the decision to not play our starters because I don't want to risk an injury in a preseason game that literally means absolutely nothing.
For sure.
And it's also nice to see, like, hey, if we do get an injury during the season, this is who we have that's going to replace that person. So I do like that aspect of it. But of course, it makes me nervous. I think, just like everybody else, that we don't play our starters in the preseason. But I want to know, who are you guys most excited for?
Um, just going off of preseason, I mean, like I'm really excited to just see all our new guys and how they fit together. Players from the preseason, I'm excited to see how they actually do now.
Mhm.
I think Amari Rogers did actually really well this preseason, and I'm glad he did. I don't know if he just saw all the hate he was getting online and that just like fueled his fire or something. But I feel like he was one of the receivers that actually was, pulling his weight around this preseason. So I'm kind of excited to see what he does because I do want him to do well. But yeah, just all the receivers because that's our biggest change, I feel like.
Right. What about you, Emily?
I'm excited to see, obviously, with what Tori said, our rookies, but some of the wide receivers. I liked what we saw with the backup running backs in the preseason, and I'm just grateful that we were able to sign back Patrick Taylor and Tyler Goodson to our practice squad. It got me kind of nervous when they were starting to cut players, and
Mhm.
everybody online was hyping them up, and I'm like, no, shh, don't tell the world how good they are. But for the actual game, I hope that Randall Cobb has an outstanding season. I have a feeling it could be his last season, and I know that there's just a lot of love there. Rogers refers to him as his brother, so I hope he has a standout year, and I'd be excited for that. What about you, Haley?
Yeah, I definitely hope that, Randall Cobb has a good season, because I do feel like it's going to be his last, which is kind of sad because he's been so good for so long. And I think that just his personality really, just like everybody loved Ben Kurt, like we talked about last show, because he has such a good personality and he's just a good human. So I think that everybody, really loves him and wants him to do good. But I'm excited. First game, obviously I'm excited to see Jair because he's going to be going up against Justin Jefferson. That's always a matchup that I love to see because Justin Jefferson is great. Actually, I drafted him on one of my fantasy leagues. It was painful, but he's good. So I always really love to see, the matchup between Jair and Justin Jefferson. So I'm excited for that. But as far as the whole season, I'm excited to see, our receivers as a whole. I don't think that there's really one that stands out to me the most right now. And I think that that's honestly might be a good thing because we've always had Devontae Adams, as that number one receiver. But yeah, I'm excited to see our receivers as a whole. And then also I'm excited to see our run game. So with Dillon and Jones, and then also what they can be as receivers as well. So I think that they'll step up more, with receiving as well as running. So I'm excited for that.
For sure.
So Emily kind of touched on, our roster cuts here, but I just want to know, were you guys surprised by any of the roster cuts?
Not a ton. If I had to pick one, I was just saying Etling because last year we kept 3 quarterbacks and stuff. Like, I don't mind that we don't have him on the roster because like he's on the practice squad, but I was just like a little surprised because I was like, oh, well, we kept 3 last year, but it is what it is. So it's none of them really like stood out like super shocking to me, I feel like.
Yeah. I don't know. I honestly feel like I was kind of surprised by Micah Abernathy being cut. I feel like he was really good during the preseason, and I don't know. I think that one honestly surprised me the most. Emily, what about you?
So sorry. I was ringing. Sorry.
It's okay. Emily, what roster cut surprised you the most?
I would have to say I cannot pronounce his first name, so I apologize, but Winfrey, especially after Rogers, talked so highly about him, and it just almost felt like the Kumaro situation again, where Rogers is highly praising a player, and then all of a sudden gone. So I was surprised about that. And again, like the running backs that I mentioned earlier, I thought for sure we would keep some of them, and someone that I was honestly surprised about in the first half that he got cut even before the roster cuts was Danny Davis. I spoke very highly of him, and the next thing I know, he's dropped. So that was my predictions aren't always on point. So yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. I was also really surprised about Juwan Winfrey because Rogers spoke so highly of him. And then, everybody says, well, they listen to Rogers whenever they're making all their decisions. And it's like, well, do they really? Because if they did, I don't think that he would have been cut.
Yeah.
I think that somebody else would have been cut in place of him if they actually listened to Rogers. So I know that we didn't really prepare for this question, but it brings me to a question of, do you guys think that they listen to Rogers in terms of making decisions?
I think they do, like, to an extent and stuff. Like, I read like an interview earlier this week about LaFleur, and like they asked a lot about like Rodgers and their like chemistry. And they said like the beginning, like when they first started together, it was hard to express how they felt about things, but now they're more open about saying like during practice, hey, we should do this instead of this, and they'll listen to each other. So I also think that the Packers are like scared to not listen to him because of like what happened. So I definitely think they're listening, but like they can't let this man just be in charge, the whole entire time.
For sure.
So they're probably meeting in the middle with things.
Yeah, no, I would agree. And I think it'd be hard because, you want to listen to him and he has good input and he has great insight, obviously being on the field right then and there compared to people that are sitting in a box high up on the field and not in those real world, situations on the field. So I think it has to be a give and take for, them listening to him, but also at the same time, like they're seeing it from the either financial side or, looking so far into the future with even more, maybe more upcoming rookie picks. So you never know.
Yeah, I definitely think that, they consult him on some things, but there's other things where they have to do what's best for the team, because at the end of the day, he's not going to be here for much longer, as we keep talking about. Realistically, I would love to see him, for a couple more seasons, but I really think that we only have this season and next season, maybe.
I feel like we got like 2 tops for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to play until 45, so he's getting up there.
Yeah, and I want him to get a Super Bowl so bad so people can just like shut up about the one Super Bowl thing.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of it.
Yeah.
Like if we counted who's the best based off rings, like
Brady.
In every sport, it wouldn't be that great.
Right. Yeah. No, I think that people just don't realize that it's obviously not like how good of a quarterback you are in order to have that many rings. It's the whole team. And it's like the Brady versus Rodgers debate really it shouldn't even be a thing, because Brady's always had a really good team behind him. Like it's not just his capabilities that are, getting him to the Super Bowl every time. Yes, he's a great quarterback, obviously. But like I said, the amount of rings that he has isn't based solely on his capabilities as a quarterback.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's irritating when people like bring that argument up because of that. Because like the thing is, when they show how many like first round wide receivers he's had to throw to, it's insane. Like he has not had that many big names out there. And if they are big, it's because he made them big names.
Yeah.
He has helped with that. So I really do. I can't stand that argument.
So while we're on the subject of that, can we talk about how Brady got number 1 on the NFL top 100 list? How?
Yeah.
How?
Let me tell you how, because I actually had this conversation with a patient. The NFL top 100, like if you know who's all like voting on it, it becomes almost like a popularity contest.
Yeah.
And so like so many people just know who he is and want to put him up there because of probably the rings. And don't get me wrong, he didn't have a bad season. Like, he was above Rodgers with stats this year, so with certain things. And I don't mind him being one of the top guys for sure. But honestly, I'm more happy that he won it than Aaron Donald. So
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Like when they showed Rodgers as third and it was just those 2 left, I was like, God damn it. Like this is going to be terrible.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry,
Aaron Donald. I'm sorry. I hate Aaron Donald. I think that he is
a baby.
A little baby.
We just choke you.
GITCH. I think he acts like a bitch.
Oh, yeah. He's a baby.
I said it and I mean it. Aaron Donald acts like a bitch, for the record. Thank you.
Yes. Like it's the attitude when someone's beating him and he just like lashes out. It's like, dude, sorry, like they just beat you right here. It might not even be the whole game, but you're pissed about one time or something.
He like a toddler.
He is.
Yeah. It's like the video that I sent to the group chat of us. It was just like, 2 minutes long of Aaron Donald choking
Choking
people.
Oh my God, like the tweet when it came out and it's like quotations, I can't believe Aaron Donald did this. And it's like 4 pictures of him like choking someone. I was like,
Choking.
exactly.
Exactly. I'm
Like,
like, how
I
can you not
can't.
believe it? He does it all the time. This is normal. And it's just like, I don't know if you guys saw the YouTube video or the interview earlier. Somebody was asking him, they were like, so can we talk about what happened at practice? And he was like, it was just practice. I'm like,
Like, clearly
no, it
something
wasn't.
happened.
If you were
he's swinging
anywhere,
helmets.
like if you were anywhere but practice and you played for the NFL, if you didn't play for the NFL, you would have been arrested.
Yeah.
Like that was assault. That was
Yeah,
not practice.
I heard
It's
that the
just
NFL can't
ridiculous.
do anything about it because it was
A combined practice.
yeah, it was a combined practice. It wasn't an actual game. So when he came out as number 2, it was like number 2 for the amount of helmets he's swinging at practice.
I love it. I love it.
number 2 on top 100 and number 1 at
helmet swinging.
I partly wonder, again, going back to it with what Tori said about being a popularity contest. Sorry.
Are you gonna sing for us?
No singing, no singing. And if the whole Rodgers drama last year affected votes, and the he said she said about immunization and all that other stuff, I just happen to wonder if that's kind of what did him in. But also the same, he got 3rd place the year before, winning MVP also. So I don't know. I think he's just a very hated guy.
I was honestly a little surprised when he got MVP because of all that stuff. I didn't know if the NFL wanted their MVP to be like in the drama of all of this COVID thing when they're trying to make themselves look good.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little surprised when he got it. Don't get me wrong. I was like excited and I think he does deserve it. But I was surprised because of that.
Yeah, fair enough.
And I'm tired of also people going up. I have so many patients. I work with Chiefs fans. I have so many patients that tell me I don't like Rodgers anymore because he lied. And I'm like, well, the NFL knew what was going on, and that's why he didn't play. Did he mislead? I mean, I was surprised.
Oh, I was.
But I'm like, he did not lie to the NFL. Like, the NFL knew and was well aware of his situation.
Well, and I don't feel like he lied. Like, he didn't lie to anyone, right? He just chose very specific words. Like, he didn't ever say, I'm vaccinated. So, I don't know. I mean, obviously, he could have just been like, I am not vaccinated. But at the same time, then he would have gotten a whole bunch of, well, why aren't you vaccinated? Why didn't you? So, yeah, I don't think he could have won either way, really, because he's not vaccinated. I think it would have been drama either way. And I think by him saying he was immunized, he was trying to avoid the drama until it was, blew up. But nothing we can do about that now. It's just, I don't know. He's very holistic, if you will. So I don't know why people were surprised in the first place.
I also hate the people telling me they don't like Aaron Rodgers because of he can't even get along with his family. I'm like, first of all, no one really knows why.
Yeah.
And one, I respect him for that. He's not putting his family in the light because of that. And his family is also doing the same thing. So I do respect that. But I'm like, dude, like people do that for different reasons. You don't know his reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like a mutual respect kind of thing that they neither side talk about it because, like Tori said, nobody knows why they don't talk to each other. And it could be anything really, but I think it's respect on both sides that they don't talk about it because anybody from Aaron Rodgers' family could come out to anyone and be like, hey, I am Aaron Rodgers' sister and
Here's the story.
You don't talk to Aaron Rodgers. And so, it's definitely respectable on both sides for them to not talk about it. But that is like the weakest argument ever.
Anyone can put up.
Do you get along with everyone in your family? Like, I know that I don't, but, let's just say.
My family's pretty cool, so.
Yeah.
Right. But, okay, so our Thirsty Thursday segment this week is a little bit different because we don't have any preseason games or any games for some some good fits this week. So I want to ask you, Tori, who do you think is going to have the best fit week 1?
I'm going with Christian Watson. He has been showing, like, he was one of my Thirsty Thursdays, whatever week it was. And
The first week.
And he's just been he's been showing up and he's been looking good. And I know you think so, Haley, because you told me that too.
He does. He does look good. I think he looks great.
Oh, he looks amazing. So
no complaints from Texas.
Yeah. So he is going to be my pick for having the best fit game 1.
Very nice. Very nice.
I think he's going to be up there for sure. What do you think, Emily?
I'm sticking with Randall Cobb this episode. He's my main man. I think that he's had a history of good outfits, and I think, showing up week 1 again, potentially last season, you got to, pull out all the stops. And I think he looks very, comfortable, casual, but also very in control. So he's my my pick for Thirsty Thursday.
So before I give you mine, it was just brought to my attention that I did not credit at the Todd V for, bringing that Aaron Donald interview onto my timeline. But as most of everyone already saw that I replied to that, so they should already know that that's who brought that interview onto my timeline. But I just want to make sure that Todd is credited appropriately because he deserves it. He is great. Thank you.
Thank you, Todd.
Anyways, my Thirsty Thursday. I think this is a very obvious answer for me. I think that Jair is going to have the best fit. And even if he doesn't.
Shocked, yes.
Look, even if he doesn't, he is still going to be the best looking one on the whole team. So basically, what I'm here to tell you guys is that Thirsty Thursday is a segment where every week I just get to talk about Jair.
He just gets thirsty all day long for him.
Follow her Jair burner account. It's just pictures of him being spotted 24/7.
I wish. I should do that. It would be a good account.
New segment, just the Jair.
I did have a thought, Emily, about Randall Cobb being your number 1. I want him so badly to have a shirt with that corn kid going around right now.
Okay. It is so funny that you said that because whenever she said Randall Cobb, I immediately started singing that song.
Song's been in my head for days.
I can't get it out. It does not matter what I'm doing. I'm just
it's constantly.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No, I can't get it out of my head. It's very catchy.
Complete random thought about corn. At my office, every single day, there's been a corn of Cobb at the back door. And we take turns picking it up and throwing it away. And the next day, there's another corn of Cobb there. So
eaten?
Yeah, completely eaten. So I'll tweet a picture of it tomorrow when I get there. But I have no idea where they're coming from.
Hopefully it's there tomorrow. Otherwise, you just look like a liar.
But they just keep popping up, and I'm like, is there a raccoon? Is it? I have no idea. But every single day when I walk there, I'm like, oh, it's corn.
Can't think of a more beautiful thing.
Right. Oh my goodness. That is so weird. It makes you wonder, why though? Where's it coming from? Is there somebody pulling pranks on you guys where they're like, here's a corn on the cob,
eaten.
Eaten. And it only started maybe a week ago, and it really lined up with the song. So
I
was gonna say it sounds like the corn kid is.
Fun fact: my first ever fantasy football team name was Coon on the Cob.
Aww.
2 B's, of course.
Oh my goodness. There's so many things we could say about corn because it really is the most beautiful thing.
It is.
It has the juice.
It has
lump of knobs.
I just want to know because obviously that was an interview from the beginning. Like,
Mhm.
who watched the interview and said, I am going to turn this into a song, and it is going to absolutely break the internet. It's like
I don't know who did, but I think them.
Yes.
you too. It's something I never knew I needed, but I need it.
For sure.
But I can't
Anyways,
think without seeing it. So
enough about porn.
Yeah, that was not at all in the plans for tonight, but it is what it is.
Shocking.
Okay, so what do you guys think the Packers' overall record will be this season? Not only that, but who do you think we will lose to?
Oh goodness.
I put us as 12-5, so a little bit worse than last year. The main reason I put us at 12-5 is because I think it will be very impressive if LaFleur can go 13 wins in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's so hard to do that I had to just like knock us down like one. I do have us losing week 1 to the Vikings, which I kind of already talked about the reasons why. I had trouble like finding teams because the real teams I think we're gonna lose to is the Vikings and the Bills.
Yeah.
Like I think the Bills are gonna be a very tough game. I have them as the AFC like going to the Super Bowl for sure this year. So I just threw in like the Bucks because we struggled with them before. I threw in the Titans and the Rams.
Yeah.
I don't really have much of a reason besides the fact that, like I said, I think it's going to be really tough to get 13 wins again.
Yeah. I'm on par with you, except for I did put 13-4. The only team that you didn't mention as one of my wild cards is the Eagles. I don't know what it is.
I almost put the Eagles. I almost did.
Yeah, they're making some serious moves. So I think that hopefully, fingers crossed, they do win the NFC East division. But I every once in a while, but yeah, I'm right on par with you. I do have a quick question for y'all though. Speaking of, losing week 1, do y'all think if it was at Lambeau it would make a difference? In y'all's
No, I don't.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Not week 1.
No, it's week 1, and we've just played them so many times. Like and it's not that far away from Minneapolis. Like I don't think it would make too much of a difference because like we have a great showing when we go to Minnesota, but like they also come to Wisconsin because we're just too close together.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would make a huge difference. We've lost at Lambeau to them before, so
yeah. Okay, fair enough. It was just something that I just thought of. So
yeah, no, I wish that it would. I felt like it would make a difference, but I really don't because, like Tori said, it's just so close together. But I am the most optimistic one in this group today. I put us at 14-3, but I realistically think we'll go 13-4 because we always lose one game a season where we're just like, what the hell happened?
Where we didn't need to. And that's why I was going to put the Eagles in there. I'm like, this is a game we should not lose, but like if we go in with that mentality, we're going to struggle.
We're gonna lose. Yeah.
There's always that one random game.
Oh my gosh, I know. It always happens. And I'm like, okay, I really should give us another team. But I'm like, who would it be? Would it be the Dolphins? Like, it might be the Dolphins. We might lose to the Dolphins.
Not on Christmas.
It'd be a Christmas miracle for them.
Exactly. I'm just saying, I feel like if there is one where it's like that made absolutely no sense, what the hell just happened? Because there always is one. It's going to be to the Dolphin.
I see what you're saying though. Like I get it. I don't disagree with you completely. I definitely feel like we're going to beat the Dolphins.
I'm just saying, like that's how shocked I am every time. Whenever every season, there's one team where I'm like, oh my gosh, why would I even watch this? Like, this is going to be a bloodbath. And I'm like, they kicked our ass.
It's usually like not even a good game.
Exactly.
If we lose, like, just embarrassingly.
Exactly. That's the thing. I'm
like the Saints last year.
Oh, good Lord.
Thank you.
I didn't think we were going to lose to the Saints. I had all the confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
No, I look like an idiot.
They absolutely killed us. But the real teams that I think we're going to lose to is going to be week 1 against the Vikings, which I think what all of us said.
Yeah.
Just because week 1, maybe we're all still traumatized from last year. And it's the Vikings. And like we've said before, Zadarius Smith, Justin Jefferson, like they've got it
They're
going.
ready.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then I also see us losing to also the Bills week 8,
Sure.
and then Eagles as well, as what Emily said. You keep hearing about the Eagles everywhere.
Mhm.
Like they're all over the place, right? So I'm like, okay, maybe we'll lose to them this year. But as far as putting the Bucks on there, I thought about it. Okay.
Mhm.
But Tom Brady didn't show up to anything
Yeah.
this offseason. He retired and then he unretired, and then he didn't show up to anything, the training camp. So I'm
Because
like,
he was on The Masked Singer, right?
It was a plastic surgery, I thought.
It
Oh, that's
most
what it looks
definitely
like.
was a plastic surgery. But it makes you wonder, you're like, okay, is he really actually invested in this season, or is he just coming back because people were like, well, he said he was going to play until he was 75 years old. Like, you know.
Yeah. I put us losing that one. It's an away game, so I think that's going to just be a little bit tougher
Yeah.
for us. For some reason, like Rodgers doesn't do good in the heat of California, so I don't know if he'd do good in the heat of Florida.
No, he doesn't
Right.
do good in Florida.
Which,
No.
yeah, and so like I put that one because of just like that past.
Yeah.
Right. I just think, like, I was going to put it like I said, but my reasoning is that I don't know that Tom Brady is going to be what Tom Brady has been. I don't know.
I do feel like Tom Brady's going to still come out strong. He is still a very good player. He's very experienced.
Right.
I think I feel like he's a little salty that Rodgers got MVP, and I feel like if Brady went out getting MVP, he would have stayed retired. Like I don't think he does not like to lose, so I don't think he wanted to lose by not, going to the Super Bowl and then also not getting MVP. He wants to be on top somehow.
Right.
So I still think he's gonna come out with a purpose as well.
Yeah, and he could have also not retired to cover all that drama that was happening in Miami. So I know we mostly focus on the Packer stuff, but I know there was some stuff that came out about not so good stuff happening in Miami. So
yeah, especially with AB. But if you guys watch that interview where they asked him why he wasn't at training camp, he was like, I'm 45. I've got a lot of shit going on. I'm a person. I was like, okay. Like plastic surgery to me.
That's the mask from The Masked
Oh my
Singer.
gosh. Exactly. They're like, you can take the mask home.
Yeah. Taking it off, and like they just can't.
He wanted to be so close to Dr. Miami, and that's why he really wasn't there.
Oh man. Okay, well, I think it's a little bit fun time. Let's do Emily first.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna do some hot seat questions. So Tori and I have questions for Emily. Emily has no idea what they are, and then Tori and Emily have questions for me, and Emily and I have questions for Tori. So, like I said, none of us know what they are. So I'm excited for this. Tori, do you want to ask Emily her questions?
Okay, I can ask them. So, Emily, the first question.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Started off easy. What sport do you feel like would be the funniest to add mandatory alcohol to?
Okay. It's a good one. I think I might have to go with a really weird answer. For whatever reason, the first thing that popped in my mind was tennis, just because it's usually either a single or doubles, and so there's less people, and that'd be more alcohol for you to consume. And then there's less, you can't go hide in a corner somewhere if you're like, balls to the wall drunk.
Interesting choice.
I like the answer though, because thinking about it,
Yeah, like I would have never thought of it.
You're chasing a tiny ball that you can barely see when you're sober.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good answer. I like it.
Not bad. Next question we have for you is, if you were stranded on an island and you were forced to be with either a fan of the Bears or the Vikings, who are you going to pick? And why?
Okay. So I would pick the Bears, and I would bring actually my best friend with me because she is a Bears fan.
Oh.
Oh, boo. No, that doesn't count.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Okay. I think at the end of the day, I still would pick a Bears fan. I think they're
better than the Vikings.
More mild, I guess I could say. I don't know. But I think I would still pick a Bears fan because I think I could just say Rodgers owns you over and over and over and over again.
Perfect. I would have also picked the Bears because I hate the Vikings and their fans. But
Same.
Carry on.
But they would just keep talking about Justin Fields. Let's be real.
It's true.
Comparing Justin Fields to Jordan Love.
Oh yeah, right. That would be the comparison. Your next question, Emily. Okay. What's the least sexiest name for a guy?
Chad.
Chad? That's my dad's name.
I was thinking like George or something. Like some old school name.
Literally, like.
Did you just pick Chad because he's like a frat boy kind of like guy?
Yeah. Yeah, just kind of like, don't be a Karen, don't be a Chad. I think obviously I'm in a very happy relationship. But I think if someone were to introduce and be like, hey, I'm Chad, I'd be like, like, you got to go.
It is kind of a red flag.
Yeah, it's a red flag. Absolutely. So,
I'm sorry, Dad, if you're watching this.
Sorry.
Dad,
I'm sure you're a really nice person, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Okay, but was your dad in a frat? Like,
no. Oh, my God. Have you guys not seen my dad?
No, he's like very biker. Very biker.
Yeah, my dad's like the longest beard, covered in tattoos. My dad is a total bro.
He could be
not like a frat bro, but like like a chill like biker for sure. Yeah. I say it's a total bro as in like a bro to the people. Like a
bro to the people, not a bro to the fat.
Never in a frat. No, my dad works at the railroad, so yeah, no.
Nice. I treat a lot of people there, but anyways. Next question, Emily.
Okay.
If you were forced to take a tackle from anyone on the current Packers roster, who do you feel like you could handle taking a tackle from?
Definitely not AJ Dillon. I don't think y'all would ever see me again. Ooh. Honestly, I would have to say probably Jordan Love.
Is there a reason?
Just built wise. I don't think he's like. We're not gonna sit here and trash on Jordan Love, but just to be fair, I just like seeing like the calves on some of the other players, and like absolutely not on defense because that's what they're trained to do. But yeah, I think I would get tackled by Jordan Love.
Haley. It's true.
I mean, in that case, Aaron Rodgers, but for not that reason, Jordan Love.
All right, that's fair. I was thinking more like Mason Crosby, who like isn't built to tackle by any means.
Me too.
Okay, Emily, your last question.
Okay.
Fuck, marry, and kill.
Okay.
Sully from Monsters, Inc., Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove, or Hades from Hercules. Go.
Okay. F Gronk. Gronk. Is it Gronk? Who was the first option?
Sully,
Sully.
Monsters Inc.
Okay, marry Sully and kill Hades.
Personally, I would have married Kronk for his spinach puffs.
Oh, it's Kronk, not Gronk.
I didn't know that Gronk was in the Emperor's New Groove. Is there a different version?
It's the adult version.
I will be Netflixing that later.
I called him Gronk and I was like, I know that's not right. That's why I said Gronk.
Like they said Gronk.
Sorry.
All right. Haley, do you want to go next or should I go?
No, you're going next.
Okay.
I've got my notepad out.
Yes.
Your notepad. Ooh.
Yes, I had to write these questions down. It was, I don't know, Emily and I were Snapchatting last night. We're like, all right. And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know either. So
You guys should have drank and thought of questions.
We should have.
should have. These would have been questions I probably shouldn't have asked if I did that.
X-rated.
Okay, first question. If you didn't like the Packers, who would you root for?
Ew. Oh my God, that's actually really hard. Cause like, but I would love, cause like part of me is like, oh, I live in Kansas City now, but like I don't want to say Haley, I don't want to say it.
Don't say it. Tori.
Honestly, this will be a weird one. I might say like the Lions, but I know they suck, but it's like their fan base is so strong and you know that they like their team because they're still standing by them.
Yeah.
So I might just go with the Lions. Oh, okay. God, I don't like that question. It's never been a thought.
Okay. Second question. What is something that you can say in bed, but also on the football field?
Oh, okay.
So many things, so many options. I can't wait to hear what you say.
What was it? The commentator saying like, "Don't you love when a guy is coming right in your face?" I'm just thinking of like things like that. Like the word penetrate comes up a lot.
Deep balls.
Yes, deep ball. We love a good deep ball.
Over and to the right.
So yeah, there's quite a bit we've seen.
That was single-handedly the best comment that I have ever heard when that was like that video popped up. Like, don't you just love it? And I actually showed that to David and he was like, that's not real. And I was like, oh no, that's real.
Oh, it's real.
That's 100% real.
Very.
Someone from the comments said illegal use of hands.
If you have a safety word, you know, it's all good. It's all for good reasons.
Okay.
I mean, you could talk about choking if you're Aaron Donald.
Yeah, no doubt. He's like, I'm gonna choke you on the field and off the field. Buddy, I don't think you should do that. Okay, would you rather have sweet season tickets or season tickets in the stands?
The stands.
Fair enough.
I like the atmosphere of like the fans and stuff. Like I like how loud it is. Like it gets you amped up. I don't want to be sitting in like a room where it's all quiet. I would like the free food and drinks though from the suite.
Oh, absolutely.
But you know, if you're tailgating like you should be anyways, you don't need it. So stands for sure.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Fuck, marry, kill for you also.
Did you do this after I had the idea for Emily?
Yes. After we did the Disney one for her. Because Emily, I try to keep it PG for you.
I appreciate it.
And I was like,
so your table dinner conversations will be okay after the show.
Yes. Emily's parents, we really apologize for this. This was not her idea, I promise. So I tried to say date, like one date, like you get the idea. Anyways,
I told
one date
Haley, no,
Mary
we're
Kill,
calling
and
it
she was
fuck
like,
Mary
no.
Kill.
I was like, okay, I tried. But yes. So AJ Dillon,
Oof.
Aaron Jones, and Josiah DeGuara.
Ooh.
Wild card.
Yeah. But
Her
like,
fave.
I like his beard.
I know, that's why.
he's on there.
I know. I love a good beard. I would marry AJ Dillon. He seems like a great person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, I want to say I would fuck DeGuara because he looks good. But then, like, I feel like Aaron Jones is like a little freak or something. Like, he would do like whatever's asked. Like, I don't know. I just get like this feeling like he'd be fun.
He's a freak. Oh my
I don't.
God.
Do
Can
you not
anyone
get-
confirm?
Confirm.
I need
Face
confirmation. Is Aaron Jones a freak in the sheets or no?
Our intro is about to be so good.
I'm gonna just say, oh my God, I'll fuck DeGuara, and I'll kill Jones, I guess.
Oh my gosh, that is just.
It hurts, but like, it's the beard for me. It's the beard and the haircut. It looks so good.
Jones also has a beard.
I know, but like, it's like that fade and everything. Honestly, the reason I was hesitant or like thinking about, killing him off, like DeGuara, is because like when I see his social media, I see kind of like some religious things, and I am not religious. So like, I was like, is he like a Bible thumper? I don't know.
Oh my God.
Like, I don't want to be in bed with that. So, oh my God.
I hope he does.
I hope he wears a sombrero. That would be the freak, right?
Part of it.
Part
adds
of
the
it,
spice.
yeah, role playing or something. I don't know. Okay, the last question for you. If you had $1 for every person you slept with, what could you buy from the Packers Pro Shop?
Oh, the Pro Shop. That's hard because things are freaking expensive.
Expensive. Answer wisely.
I haven't been able to go to the Pro Shop. Definitely some t-shirts. Sorry, Dad. I could probably get a couple t-shirts. I would say. I don't know what they run for, but if I'm thinking what they run for, I could get some. I could easily probably get some shirts.
Fair enough.
Yes. Next question.
That's it. That's all.
Oh, perfect. Haley's turn.
Yay, Haley.
Yeah, wait.
Emily, do you want to read them because you haven't read yet, or would you like me to read them?
I didn't write them down. So.
I will read them.
Thank you.
All right, Haley, your first one.
Oh boy.
What is one of your favorite football memories?
Favorite football memories. I feel like I have to say, because I say it all of the time, it's Randall Cobb again. Like,
fun fact, after the game that all three of us were definitely at, Haley stood there yelling, "It's Randall Cobb," as they walked off the field in her Cobb shirt.
I did. Yes, I did.
Like she just yelled it like 3 times.
I love him. I love Randall Cobb. I love the video. It was hilarious. I think about it every single day of my life.
Don't worry, we'll be able to relive it pretty soon. So
yes.
Next question, and I feel like I know the answer, so I'm going to take away an option. If you had to go
away, Jair.
I am. So if you were to go to an amusement park with any of the current or former Packers players, who would it be?
Besides Jair.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. What was his name?
That's a good start.
Hang on. He didn't actually play. though. That's the thing. He was like practice squad.
Kurt Benkert?
No. Oh
But
my
also
goodness.
a good option.
What was his name? He went to the Eagles after us.
What year?
This was probably 2 or 3 years ago.
What position?
Oh my God. I can't even remember. I know exactly what his face looks like. I wish I could just show it to you guys. Okay, well, I can't think of his name right now,
So
which
you
is
know-
really frustrating. So I'm going to think of somebody else. I would take Aaron Jones.
Okay.
Jason Burrow.
I feel like he would be a good time. I feel like
Because he's a freak.
In the streets.
He's
well,
such a freak.
I'm talking about at the amusement park, but for that.
You can be a freak at
okay.
an amusement park.
Oh, okay. How many t-shirts, Tori?
A couple. From the amusement park, maybe a little bit more.
Oh, okay. I just remembered his name. Josh Hawkins.
Okay.
Okay.
Why?
Anybody remember?
Why him though?
Because look at him. Literally. Hang on, I'm pulling up a picture. He was my Jair when he was on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Was it hard to move on?
Oh yeah.
I feel like I know what he looks like, but I think I need the reminder.
I feel like okay. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I remember now. Fair enough.
Also a freak. Anyways, next question. If you had to play a position in football, what do you feel like you'd be best at? Besides being the ball itself, because you're so small.
Right. I was gonna say just being the ball. I feel like I would be a good running back. I've got some thighs on me, so I
Cake.
feel like I could. Yes, also cake, but also thighs. Not to be confused.
Separate items.
Yes, separate items. But I feel like I could really power through some people, with these thighs. So.
Okay. Speaking of that, so what 3 things would you go to a store to buy to make the cashier the most uncomfortable?
I would buy. Am I at a regular store like a Walmart?
This is sure Walmart, because
Okay.
there are weird things to be bought at Walmart.
Yeah, there are weird things to be bought at a Walmart. Okay. I would buy some lube for sure.
God, that's usually good then.
Yeah, that's definitely enough to make them
Uncomfortable.
in the first place. And then I just realized I have no lights on in my house. I'm so sorry.
Just a sleepover episode, it's fine.
Right. And then I would buy do they sell butt plugs at Walmart?
No, they don't. But you can get an eggplant instead if you'd like.
Oh, yes, there you go. Jacob is probably watching this like, what the fuck are they doing right now?
Packers After Dark is just...
She's dark. Should we turn our lights off as well?
No, you don't want to see me with no light.
Okay, yes, we'll go with an eggplant. And then the last thing I would buy would be a cherry pie.
Fair enough. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my.
Because you don't know. You don't
know why there's a cherry pie. Okay.
There's lube, an eggplant, and a cherry pie.
That'd make me enough to quit my job if I was that cashier.
Oh,
You're like,
Emily.
what are you doing? Like, are you having sex with the food?
I was a cashier. I have seen weirder combos.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Like staples were involved with the condoms, and I believe it was like a cucumber.
Ooh.
And I'm like, staples to keep the condom on, right?
Yeah, most definitely. That's freaking
Yeah.
weird.
Or you could just get the ribbed ones instead if you don't need the staples in there.
Right.
But
Yeah.
last question for you, Haley. What animated Disney character do you feel like would be the best in bed?
Oh my God. I don't even watch Disney like that.
You got Gronk.
Well, who watches
Katie.
Disney like that?
Well, what I mean is I don't watch Disney enough to know characters like that.
You're gonna have to figure it out. You got a kid.
Yeah, I know I have a kid.
Thanks for the reminder.
Right. Thank you. I hear him screaming in his room right now.
Is the dresser on him?
Not this time. The best in bed, probably Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
Ooh, you like him hairy. I see.
Not
Interesting.
necessarily hairy, but he's probably a little bit freaky.
He's a
With the
beast.
burrow.
I hope so. Yeah,
Exactly.
The
Well, because
beast, but with a sombrero.
You know, like you think about all the other Disney characters and you're like, they're princes, like blah, boring.
I'm gonna put this up there because I like this answer.
Oh my gosh.
His nose would be in the way of everything.
Or would it be used for other things? Who's to
Right.
say? You're not thinking correctly, Haley.
No, I am, but I'm also thinking other things where their face is involved and
Oh my god.
But you could do like two things at once almost with that. Anyways,
this has gotten out of control.
Thirsty Thursday is
cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Once again, I would just like to apologize to Emily's parents.
I'm cutting them off before
and my
the
family. Because I know that my aunt was watching earlier for sure. So I don't know if she still is.
Oh, she's gonna think we're all just great people.
Oh my
No, it's okay. You should be.
We're lovely girls.
She was really a 10 out of 10 time, honestly.
This
She'll
has
probably
been fun.
text me and be like, "You picked the Beast. I would have picked this person." Like, but that is all that we have for tonight. I would like to know if there was a question that you feel like you have a better answer to, just send it to us on Twitter because these were good questions and I
would love to
hear.
my
aunt. There's my aunt right there. You
Oh
Okay, so yeah, if you have better answers than what we had, I would love to see them. Send them to us on Twitter at green__gorgeous. You can send it also on Instagram if you aren't on Twitter. Same name. And make sure that you subscribe to Game On Wisconsin YouTube and follow us all on Twitter. We will see you next week.